Hello, this is Harry, and welcome again to A Senior's Perspective with a Twist. I'm going to be talking about another one of my items I've collected over the years, and this is a antique, a Chinese pottery, porcelain, I believe pottery item, and I'm going to let you see it now. This is what some call a Chinese Mudman. And this particular item, um, let me spin it around, is made of clay. Uh, I don't know why I said porcelain. It's not porcelain, I don't believe. And it is an antique. And I got it at an estate sale uh, years ago. And again, he does not look like the common mudman you see on, uh, or the other, I won't say common, but the regular mudmen. There are some like this, but this one's unusual. Um, he is antique, and I have paperwork on him for Provenance, and it's on the paperwork. I will show that. The certificate of antiquity, and this is a copy of that. The original's put away, but 1736 to 1820. Let me see. I don't know if you can see that right there. 1736 to 1820 is when they believe this particular item was made. And it reads, this is to certify that the undermentioned antique has been investigated, right here, my finger, investigated and found to be made over 100 years. And then here's a photo of the same item. And then it's signed by an expert down at the bottom. And some history on this particular item is that they they believe this was made in Shequan or Shequan region of China, South Province, uh, Guangdong or Guangdong. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Uh, and he was supposedly a precursor to Pingjing, the bonsai little small uh, mud men that they have. And this was handmade, and I believe most likely by a master. And I'm going to show you something that you don't usually see um, when you see these items online on eBay. I have to pick it up, so bear with me. Um, be careful. Forgot my gloves. Forgive me. I don't usually handle it without gloves, but I done forgot them. And if you look, the bottom is no bottom. And there are, pick it up a little closer. I have to be very careful. There are fingerprints on the inside of this particular mudman. There is no signature like you find on a lot of them. Now, with one hand, I'm holding it, and I'm going to show you. There is a stamp on the inside, right there in the middle. Anyway, I want to show you that stamp to show you that he's different than the other ones that you may, that we see online. It was handmade by villagers when during the season of the crops, they would get their crops, and of course during the off season, they had to have another way of making money. So they would make these items out of clay and put them in fire, and not in fire, put them in like a furnace or whatever, and bake the clay. And then after that, they would put paint or lacquer on it. And he has uh, the red lacquer and black, and he's supposedly sitting on a stone. You see the stone right there? And then, of course, there's the red lacquer that came, you know, came down as he was painted. And then his shoes. You see two shoes there. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that his face, there is no paint on his face, nor his hand. There's a shine that's probably coming from the light, and then there's a cup he's holding. And again, if you look at his hat, it also it's painted, but there's no shine. Excuse me. Let me just say to his face. His face, his ears are not painted. His hand is not painted. His hat or bonnet is painted. I misspoke there. And then the only imperfection on him that I saw is when I purchased him. They wanted $600 for this Mudman, and I know he's worth it. But again, several years ago, I was able to, thank you, Lord, I talked him down to $200, and the reason was this is the only imperfection on him. Let me get a flashlight. You see his handlebar mustache? It's broken on that side. On this other side, it is not. That's the only imperfection on him. And I thought about, you see, it's broken right there. On this side, it's not. That's the only imperfection on this Mudman, is that area. And I was going to replace it myself, and then I thought, no, don't touch it. So, if I was to ever sell it, I would let someone else do what they do. Now, here's another thing I wanted to point out. He is over 14 inches long, and from the base, let me back it up a little bit here, from the base to the top of his head is, wait a minute, I need a little help here, so I'm going to use the flashlight again so you can see. From the base at the bottom, he is over a foot tall. And then the width, he's about 9 inches wide. So this is in my opinion, an unusual Mudman. In that the things that I pointed out about him, he is different than the other ones that I've seen. Let me make it a little smaller here. So this is how he looks. And I keep him put away at all times. I only took him out to do this video, and then he'll be put away again to keep him safe and so nothing happens to him. So There are some other, I guess, things that I could say about him. Um, Again, that region that he was probably produced in, and he was produced in parts. Uh, I'm not going to do it, but uh, it when I picked him up and looked upside down, his head was put on separate from the rest of the body, and then of course his hand was added, uh, and only one hand is showing right here, and the other one's covered by the robe, uh, and then his feet, just the shoes you see. So this is what I wanted to talk about today, uh, about the um, well, another thing. How did he get out of the country when uh, the Chinese are really uh, have clamped down on their artifacts, their precious things that come out of their country, and some I've heard said that one way he could have got out was a missionary um, purchased him, or it was a gift, and he got out of the country that way. Other than that, exports had to be marked, leaving China, and especially to come into the U.S. So, again, that's what I wanted to talk about with this. I'll call him the Redman because of his color of his robe, and he's sitting on this stone, and he is valuable. I will say that. Um, I think he's worth thousands, if not more, um, because he's unusual. So that's what I want to talk about today concerning the Redman. About to lose that. Um, if I can hang on to that, turn you back around. But that's what I want to talk about. The Mudman. I call him a Mudman. He may not even be a Mudman, but he sure looks like one. And that's all I know about him. Anyway, I thank you for watching. If you have any comments, I welcome them. If you have not subscribed, I ask that you would subscribe to my channel. I say thank you and have a good day.